Hello everybody and welcome to the Bad Moon Rising Grand Prix as Bill Elliott takes us green off of the line. Here we are in Blue Moon Bay. Not entirely sure what to expect from this race. Could be a pack race like Daytona, could be absolutely strung out. We go 3 wide into turn 1. Look at all these battles. Look at that. Bill Elliott hauls him off the corner in first. Tony Stewart second. Davey Allison third. Martin with Paul Langley looking to the inside. And then we got Donnie Allison. Langley getting passed by Donnie Allison. Ricky Rudd. Brady Fletch. Up to 8th already. Brady Fletch started in the mid-10s. So he's been, I think he's gained about at least 8 spots already. Going really high in that corner. Look at him rip around the outside with his teammate Ricky Craven. Craven put him in the wall and his other teammate Jeff Gordon alongside. Then Ricky Rudd there in 10th spot. Last week's, we thought he was going to be just another second place finish for Ricky Rudd, but Bill Elliott went into the pits late. Ricky Rudd got real lucky. So we see Brady Fletch now going to the inside of Ricky Craven for that spot. Going through the rest of the pack. Pretty much single filed out right now. Kenny Schrader just getting by Bobby Labonte for that 17th spot. And Shauna Robinson, a new racer here. She's no stranger to stock car racing. Got a few really good starts in the Busch Series. Got Robbie Gordon in there as well, a newcomer, as well as Jimmy Johnson in that 48 Lowe's machine. 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. Going back to the front, Bill Elliott now leads Stewart, Allison, and Fletcher. Fletcher gets under Allison, though. He's got a really good run. He's looking for the inside of Elliott. Fletcher to the lead in Pocono. Or excuse me, in Blue Moon Bay. Look at that lead in 2.5 laps. He's pretty much gone from last to first. After an abysmal performance at Suzuka. Claimed it was embarrassing for both him and HMS. See him take the lead after 2.5 laps does not surprise me one bit. Let's go on board with Tony Stewart behind second place Bill Elliott. Oh, wow! Tony really can't carry much speed through the middle part of the corner. Donnie trying to get a good draft off of nephew Davey. He's looking to have a good run here in Blue Moon Bay. Martin gets a really good run on Donnie. On board with Martin. Can he do anything with the older of the two Allisons? Donnie takes a really defensive drive into the tunnel turn. Mark gonna try and rip around the high side. No, he falls back in line. Ooh, got really loose there, lost a lot of time. I believe that'll put him into the clutches of Paul Langley, who's in the clutches of Ricky Craven. Holy cow. Craven looking to the inside of Langley. He is there. Langley got a better run off the corner. But Craven has Martin duck in front of him, but no, Langley clears himself. Running in that 9th spot. Last week's winner with Jeff Gordon right behind him. Jeff Gordon's teammate Jimmy Johnson now trying to get up there and help old 4-time. Also, in the middle of this race, can we all just acknowledge, remember in like 2010 to 2012 when NASCAR on Fox tried calling Jeff Gordon Big Daddy? Literally the stupidest nickname I've ever heard. I'm very glad it didn't stick for Wonder Boy. You see Gordon maybe trying to make some headway with Ricky Rudd on that outside. Jimmy Johnson now right behind him. Oh, we see a couple cars jockeying for position. That's Kenny Schrader and Rusty Wallace. Schrader running a bit higher in the tunnel turn. He'll get some more momentum off. Looking in his mirror, though, that's Kyle Busch. Oh, wow, Ralph Earnhardt really buries it under Kyle Busch. Busch now getting passed by Shauna Robinson. Oh, Shauna was looking to the inside, thought better of it. Look how unstable most of these cars are coming off the corner. And Robbie Gordon, Kyle Petty, and Bobby Labonte, those are your 3 relegation positions right now. And as we look in the back of the field, they're all bunched up. Front of the field, Brady Fletch is driven away from Tony Stewart as we approach this quarter mark of the race. Like, look at that. Look at that gap. Bill Elliott looking to the left side of Tony Stewart. Thought better of it going into turn 1. Stewart gets a little bit tighter in the middle of 1. Elliott gets into him. Stewart gets into the wall. Elliott passes Elliott now in 2nd. Stewart gets into the slipstream. Will he try and draft back going into 3? So we are on board with Tony Stewart. Will he look to the left at all? Peaks there, but thinks better of it. Elliott drives a little bit harder in. Stewart cannot capitalize. Elliott got loose. Stewart had to jump out of the gas. Side by side for 4th place. The two, the nephew and the uncle, side by side. Davey looking to the inside of Donnie. Davey shoves up a little bit, still there. And now Donnie's clear with that run off the high side. I was going to say, being side by side for that long, got to punch a big hole in the air, and that would have allowed Mark Martin and that pack to catch up. But I don't know, Davey might make a look to the inside coming into 3. No, he doesn't. He's a good teammate. Or not teammate necessarily, but he's working together with that one car, because he definitely could have made it a lot more hairy going into that corner. Ricky Craven now right behind Mark Martin, trying to take a peek. I don't know why he didn't stay in that slipstream a little bit longer and then try to get him under braking. Oh, Martin got really slow and Craven just nailed into the back of him. That lost them both momentum, and Paul Langley now gaining on these two. So we see Jimmy Johnson trying to go side by side with Jeff Gordon. He's to the inside of Gordon now. Gordon gets right on Johnson's door. That brings Ricky Rudd in. Ricky Rudd, a former Hendrick driver. Oh, he and Jeff Gordon get together now. Jimmy Johnson a little bit loose in the center of the corner. Jeff Gordon couldn't capitalize, had to jump out of it. Now Kerry Earnhardt leading Kyle Busch. Or no, excuse me, Kenny Schrader, Rusty Wallace, and Kyle Busch. There's two M&M's cars. They get a little bit tricky sometimes. These guys are clicking off fairly fast lap times. Donnie Allison with a 5.35. Remember, Brady Fletcher's was a 7.75, but that was without the aid of a draft. But that 24 Rainbow car most definitely has the quickest car on this track right now. Kyle Busch having a fairly good run. The scoring pylon does say Kyle Petty. That's a user error, that's for sure. 18 driven by Kyle Busch in that 15 spot. Shauna Robinson gets by Ralph Earnhardt for that 16th spot. And Bobby Labonte trying to get 17th from Ralph. He doesn't want to be in a relegation spot, and here he is. Bobby Labonte now into that 17th spot. Robbie Gordon passes Ralph for 18th. Kyle Petty, the loneliest place in NASCAR. Looking at everybody else having fun up there and just thinking, please, I hope I don't get relegated. Here's the most fun spot in NASCAR in the lead. Fletch has probably 20 to 25 car lengths on Tony Stewart, who himself has probably about half a car length to Bill Elliott. Let's ride along with Fletch. Look at him going into turn one. Really takes that high side on the brakes early, on the gas really early too. Uses that high side to really wind the car up and get off that corner really well. To the end of lap 15, we will let you enjoy the next 10 laps in CASCAR nonstop. Oh, wait a minute. No, we will not. Brady Fletch coming down pit road. He's getting 4 tires and fuel. Bill Elliott also coming down, as well as Ricky Craven, Mark Martin, Paul Langley, Donnie Allison, Jeff Gordon, Kerry Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, Bobby Labonte, Kenny Schrader, Kyle Petty, Shauna Robinson, Jimmy Johnson, and Robbie Gordon. Everybody but Tony Stewart and Davey Allison came in. Davey Allison, your winner here just a couple weeks ago. We see Brady Fletch now coming out of the pits. It'll be interesting. Bill Elliott now releases. And Fletch has such a big lead on Elliott. Tony Stewart now in, as well as Davey Allison. Fletch is going to inherit the lead back. It's going to be really interesting to see where Stewart and Davey come out in comparison to the leaders. Look at that lead. Pretty much the entire front stretch for Fletch on Elliott now. Tony Stewart now released. He's in 6th now, but I imagine he's going to lose probably 4 or 5 more spots. Oh, Gordon almost got into the side of him. Stewart did not leave a lot of room for error. F1 stewards would be calling that an unsafe entry, that's for sure. Alright, now for the next 13 laps, we will let you enjoy CASCAR Nonstop now that all the green flag stops have finished. Enjoy. Brady Fletch now in the pits. He's going to drop, I imagine, to the back of the pack. Take on a full load of fuel. That leaves Donnie Allison in the lead now. Got the 3 red cars. Donnie, Ricky, and Bill all fighting for that top spot. With Mark Martin way behind them. Hardly even see him out of Mark's windshield. Here we are on board with Bill Elliott. Brady Fletch still in the pits. Oh, wow, they all bury it deep down in there. It's going to be interesting to see when the rest of the field has to come down pit road again. See Brady Fletch leave. This is going to be fun. Because as we're right there with Brady Fletch, the leader's coming through turn 1 right now. You can see him. Maybe just ever so faintly, but definitely on the same straightaway. Now here we are back with the leaders. Donnie just getting a small margin between he and Ricky Craven and Bill Elliott. See Craven go underneath Elliott. Coming around, we're only going to have 12 laps to go for Donnie Allison. I believe all these guys will have to make another pit stop. If not, Brady Fletch is pretty much shit out of luck just coming out of turn 1. Top 3, single file with the 4th way back, and then we have the pack. Jeff Gordon. Leading a pack of 14 cars. About 5,600 horsepower behind him there. Here comes Ralph Earnhardt, Kerry Earnhardt looking to the outside. Kerry tried to pull the crossover on him going into the tunnel. They're side by side behind them for 2 rows. Oh, we see Langley and Kenny Schrader get a really good run through there past Tony and Rusty. Jimmy Johnson in his first career start in that 11th spot. Kyle Busch in that 12th spot. Davey Allison and Sean Robinson. I'm really surprised at Davey's speed because we saw here, I mean, it was the road course, but there's still a lot of long straightaways there, and that Roush Yates power really did him well here for the road course. It's really surprising to see him only be up to 13th spot right now. Sean Robinson looking to the outside of Davey for just half a second there. She's getting more comfortable in that stock car. She's starting to make her moves. Ricky Rudden 17th, winner last week. Everybody except for Davey Allison. I believe that's Davey Allison, Paul Langley, Tony Stewart. Not surprised to see Davey or Tony out there. They went a lap longer last time. But Mark Martin and Bill Elliott also staying out. So these guys are only going to have to go 8 laps on a tank of fuel. Leaders just start coming out now in relation to Brady Fletch. Wow. Ricky Craven just entering the backstretch and Brady Fletch just exiting the tunnel turn. What a lead he's put on these guys. Well, Paul Langley, all these guys now coming into the pits. Now Brady Fletch retakes the lead. Then Ricky Craven, Donnie, We got Jeff Gordon, Kenny Schrader, Kerry Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, Kyle Petty, Shauna Robinson. Will these guys get past Tony and Bill Elliott? See Tony releasing. I believe that's Tony. No, that was Bill Elliott. Bill Elliott now gets into turn one with Mark Martin behind him. Tony and Davey are losing a lot of time. Looking at the back. Oh, wow! Ricky Rudd rams into the back of Davey Allison. Both of those guys stay straight, but Ricky's not going to be happy with Davey. Here's the lead Brady Fletch enjoys. Just coming off a 1 now. And there's second. He's just coming into 1 now. Rusty Wallace with a new fastest lap there, a 46.846. Donnie now to the outside of Craven. Looking, oh, I thought he was going to maybe try and put the left front on the apron there, maybe get that number 25 a little bit loose. Couldn't make it happen on that occasion. This is the penultimate race in the CASCAR calendar. We only have Watkins Glen after this, an 82-lap slugfest. Be sure to look out for that next week on Lisbiz TV, but there's still some unfinished business here. Bill Elliott fourth, Mark Martin, Kenny Schrader right on his tail. And then Rusty Wallace. Schrader lost a lot of time in turn 1 and 2 there. Excuse me, just in turn 1. Rusty Wallace gets by him, then Kenny Schrader, Jeff Gordon, Kerry Earnhardt, Kyle Busch. He'll be the pole sitter for Watkins Glen right now if things stay like they are. And Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, and Shauna Robinson. Those guys lead the pack of Kyle Petty and Paul Langley. Robbie Gordon right behind them as well. Then we have Davey, Ricky Rudd. Ricky Rudd, who's still behind Davey. Remember, Rudd rammed into the back of Davey Allison when Allison was getting back onto the racing surface. If he gets relegated because of that, he's not going to be a happy camper. And there's Ralph, and there's Bobby Labonte, but we see, I thought we were going to see Davey Allison look to the inside of Robbie Gordon right there. Kyle Petty now gets shuffled out. This race for relegation is really going to get good. But we can't talk about relegation without talking about the leader. 5 laps to go as Brady Fletch crosses the line. Donnie Allison and Ricky Craven have caught up to him with those fresher tires, but I don't believe they're going to be a factor. That 24 Rainbow, he can run the top, he can run the middle, he can run the bottom. So impressive seeing that 24 Rainbow crew throughout this entire season. Still the point leader, only one finish outside of the top 5, I believe. And that was last week at Suzuka, and let me tell you, those guys were kicking themselves after. They were not happy with their tire and their pit strategy. Coming with 4 laps to go. Ricky Craven and Donnie Allison have cut that lead pretty much in half. We look through the field the final time. We have Bill Elliott leading Mark Martin, who's ahead of Kenny Schrader. Schrader maybe looking to get passed by Rusty Wallace. And then behind Schrader and Wallace, we have Jeff Gordon. We have Kyle Petty and Kerry Earnhardt. Those guys battling for the pole position next weekend at Watkins Glen. And then we have Jimmy Johnson, 7-time, there in that 11th spot. He's got a pretty good gap right behind him to Paul Langley. And behind Paul Langley, Shauna Robinson having a great run in that 13th spot. We are on board with her. Look at her. She got a little loose there in the middle of turn 3, lost a lot of time to Paul Langley. Good thing there's a big long straightaway here to gain some of that time back. Right behind her, we have Robbie Gordon in the 31 RCR entry. Then Tony Stewart, Davey Allison, Kyle Petty, and Ricky Rudd still caught in relegation territory right now. Last week's winner seems to be, after Rudd has a really great finish because he won at Suzuka. Seems he usually relegates the next week, just like at Daytona. You did really well in Daytona. Absolutely laid an egg in, I believe it was Deep Forest. Ralph Earnhardt and Bobby Labonte. They're coming to 2 laps to go, but I believe their chances for saving them from relegation pretty much 0 now. Now here's your leader with a lap and a half left. Donnie Allison doesn't look like he's going to get anything from Ricky Craven. Out of the tunnel turn for the penultimate time. A 24 Rainbow. Started pretty far in the back, got the lead on, I believe, lap 4. Pretty much led ever since then, except for a couple cycles of green flag stops. White flag is out. Ricky Craven and Donnie Allison in the pits. Those guys could get relegated. Good news for Ricky Rudd. Brady Fletch off the first corner. Oh, wow, a lot of drivers come in. Tony Stewart, Davey Allison, Paul Langley, Kerry Earnhardt, Kyle Petty, Robbie Gordon. Ricky Rudd not going to get relegated. Doesn't look like. He's up to 10th. He might actually get the pole next week. But now, off the final corner for the final time. Brady Fletch, his most dominant win yet will come here at Blue Moon Bay. He wins. Mark Martin, he's going to get 2nd spot. Kenny Schrader, a great run. He's going to get 4th. Bill Elliott 3rd. He nips him at the line. Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace, Jimmy Johnson, Shauna Robinson. Bobby Labonte will pass Ricky Rudd for that 10th spot. He gets the pole. Ricky Rudd gets 11th. Donnie Allison, Ralph Earnhardt, Ricky Craven, Kerry Earnhardt, Paul Langley, Robbie Gordon, Tony Stewart not making it Watkins Glen, where he is for sure a favorite to win. That's got to be good for everybody else looking for a W next week. And then we have Kyle Petty and Davey Allison. Davey Allison won here 2 weeks ago at the road course. They're not making it to Watkins Glen either. Thank you everybody so much for watching this amazing race on LizBiz TV. Congratulations to Brady Fletch. I'm pretty sure he's pretty much wrapped up the championship at this point. And we will talk to you later. We'll see you next week for 82 laps, 200 miles on Watkins Glen. Thank you for watching, everybody.